And welcome back to MASN All Access. I'm Sarah Perlman, and as you see here, I'm joined by not one but two lefty relievers for the Orioles, Donnie Hart and Richard Bleier. And I just want to say thanks so much for joining on the first day of spring training.
Thanks for having us, Sarah. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I love how you're holding the mic over there, Richard. It looks good.
I've been working on it for a while.
I can tell that. Anyway, first of all, I just want to ask both of you, what have you been up to in the offseason? And I'll start with you, Donnie.
Not a whole lot. Just stayed home in Houston. I didn't really do anything this offseason. Bought my first house, so that was a big thing for me. But other than that, not a whole lot. Just working out, training, and then getting ready to go to be here.
And how about yourself?
I've been doing quite a bit of fishing, and being from South Florida, it's pretty much vacation regardless where I live. So, just fishing and hanging out with the wife and getting ready for the baseball season. The off season's only really a month long, and then we just got to start working again. At least for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, me and Richard are from a few miles away from each other, so that's always interesting to chat about. Him and his wife and myself went to the same high school and college.
Small world.
Small world, right? Exactly. So how'd you guys feel coming into today? Pitchers and catchers report. Did the off season go by quickly? Were you excited? Any nerves? What was the overall feeling?
I think I'm definitely excited to be back. It's really fun to be around the guys. It's a great team, great group of guys. I don't know. It's pretty exciting usually.
Yeah, I mean it's always fun getting back here with your teammates. I mean we spend every day for the next 6 months together. So I mean it's fun. Like he said, the off season is really only a month long because after the first month of the off season we're training, we're working out, and we're doing all sorts of stuff, and so. It flies by. The new, Christmas rolls around, and as soon as Christmas is pretty much over with, it seems like it gets here in a week. So, but we're ready. It's fun.
This was my first true baseball off season, and I feel like I blinked my eyes, and there it went.
Yeah.
And here we are. 35 pitchers are here on the spring training roster, obviously including you two. Does that change anything for you as a pitcher coming into camp?
I think we just need to do just get ready for the season, and it's hard to worry about stuff like that when there's just so much we have to do to be ready for the season to just get people out. It's hard to, you really can't, whether there's 7 guys or 50, it doesn't really matter.
Do your job.
Yeah, we just have to get guys out, and hopefully it works out for us.
Yeah, Donnie?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with him. I mean, if you sit there and worry about who's around you, then you're not, not really doing your job and doing what you can do. I mean, I think we've both been down the same path in terms of getting behind prospects and guys that throw harder and have better stuff. But I mean, basically what it comes down to in the big leagues is getting 3 outs in an inning.
Right.
And so I think him and I have a lot of conversations down in the bullpen about guys that we face up in the big leagues, and it's just a matter of going in there and being able to do it. And it doesn't matter what you bring to them. Big league hitters are going to get their hits, and we have to do our job and get outs. So I mean, I think if you focus on there being 35 pitchers here, then you're not doing yourself any help.
True. And as it stands today, there are only 2 true starting pitchers for the Baltimore Orioles, Dylan Bundy and Kevin Gausman. Now, first of all, is that shocking to either one of you still, that it's February 13th and there's only 2?
So, well, there are a lot of free agents that are still available. And just because there's 2 established big leaguers, there's still a lot of quality guys that can start and are very capable starters, I think, that are in this clubhouse already. That if we went into the season with those 2 and 3 other guys that are in competition for starting, I don't think that there's anything to worry about. Especially when you look at our lineup, it's like, we're going to score 10 runs a game, so we can give up 9 and we'll still win. It's not the end of the world, if we don't have a front line, 5 aces or whatever. So I think that we will be okay regardless of what they do, even if they don't make moves.
Well, I'll follow up with you, Donnie. Does it add any extra pressure on relievers like yourself, knowing there's just those 2 established guys?
No, I don't think so. I think we did a pretty good job of it last year. Like he would go in for 2 or 3 innings, and then I went from being pretty much going in to get 1 or 2 batters out in 16 to last year I went multiple innings several times. So I think it helped me. It helped me for this year at least, and for sure, because now I know what it feels like to be out there for 2-3 innings at a time, and you kind of learn how to have to pitch the guys, and if you're going to face a guy again coming back to the lineup, how to do it. So, I mean, like he said, we have guys in there that are completely capable of starting for us and giving us quality starts, like Castro, all those guys, Mike Wright, they've done it. They did it for us last year, so I mean, I wouldn't look too far into it.
Okay. Now, the Orioles are the underdog heading into the season, and in the American League East, obviously, it's an extremely competitive division. How about that? Does that add extra pressure, and what are your expectations heading into this spring training and, of course, moving into the season? Richard?
I think that I don't know if we're the underdogs or not. I guess, you know, people can evaluate our team any way they'd like. But like I said, I look at our lineup and I put our lineup against any other lineup in the AL East, and I think that we'll pitch enough. And I mean, even last year we were in it till the end, and we finished in last place, but we were very competitive up until we were playing competitive games in September, which is like a pat on the back, I guess, and it doesn't really mean much because it didn't work out for us. But still, I think that if we were a little bit better, I think we would be very competitive still. And I don't think that where we're at is we're in a bad spot right now.
And what are your expectations for this season, Donnie?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, last year at the end of the season, we were in it. I mean, a lot of people forget that just because, obviously the standings show that we finished in last place in the East. But, I mean, we were in it up until, 10 games in the last 10 days of September, essentially. And so, I mean, we're returning a lot of our veteran guys. And I think that's the biggest key to this team is the older guys that are in the clubhouse. They know how to run a clubhouse. They know how to present to us what's expected of us every day and how to be ready for that. And so, I don't think much will change. I think they understand that we have a few younger guys now than we did last year, and so I think that'll help bring a little youth to the team and a little more energy. I mean, those older guys like Jonesy, he brings so much energy to the team that guy's invaluable to the clubhouse, even if he's not on the field.
Definitely.
So I think it'll be fun.
Well, I hope so. Now, I do have to ask you, Richard, you have big league experience with two teams, the New York Yankees and the Baltimore Orioles, and you've gone through spring training, of course, with the Orioles. But how does that compare to spring training with the Yankees and as an organization in whole?
I think that, well, my first big league camp experience was with the Yankees. Yeah. So it's very similar in terms of it is a lot more laid back than minor league camp. Minor league camp, there's a lot more bodies and there's a lot more moving parts and stuff, and there's just a lot going on in general. So that's nice, but there are some similarities and differences for sure between the Yankees and the Orioles spring training.
How about a few differences, one or two?
The differences being, I think there's just the media. It's honestly, there's a lot more media going on with New York, and there's it's just the Yankees franchise. It's a bigger media and overall just a bigger team than Baltimore, bigger market. So I think that comes in. But for me personally, I was a nobody with New York. I'm a nobody with Baltimore.
You're not a nobody. I think an ERA under 2, you're probably not a nobody.
Yeah. But it didn't really, I was just another player in the locker room. It really had no effect on me. But you could see, I would just be kind of sitting in my locker watching, a bunch, 50 media reporters surrounding a player, and wow, that's pretty.
Well, now look, we were trying to talk to you, so you're a pretty big deal.
Yeah, I guess so.
First one on the show for spring training.
First one on the show.
That's actually true. First player on our show today. I do have to say that you guys are playing golf today, correct, for the Classic?
Oh, yeah.
Who's better at golf?
Donnie's way better. We'll give him that.
I like playing golf.
He's probably one of the best on the team. And
I was telling you guys earlier, I'm terrible.
Yeah.
I'm from Florida, so that's shameful.
Right.
And so are you.
Right, and I'm not.
It's all right.
I don't play enough to be competitive or anything, really. I hit the ball around. I get my money's worth on the golf course, that's for sure.
Okay, well, good. Well, I hope you guys have fun, and good luck the rest of the spring training. I'm Sarah Perlman. This was MASN All Access. Donnie Hart and Richard Bleier, I appreciate your time, guys.
Thanks, Sarah.
Thanks, Sarah.